G'day guys, welcome to a new video. We're doing a new segment. We're going to do the Mount Rushmore for each of the AFL clubs, based on my opinion only. So I know there could be a little bit of conjecture around the players that I've chosen, but my criteria has basically been, I wanted it to make sure it was players that I'd seen play, that I could remember, and I know that excludes probably quite a lot of past greats, but I didn't think it was fair for me to try and judge them based on stats and numbers versus actually watching them play compared to the players I did see play, if that makes sense. So for this week one, we're going to go with the Adelaide Crows to start with. So Mount Rushmore reveal. We're going to do a gradual reveal as well. We've got the Crows logo over the top of the image that I've put together. So the first player for the Crows Mount Rushmore that I've gone with is Mark Ricciuto. I don't think many would argue with Mark Ricciuto. He was, 312 games, 292 goals, Brownlow medalist, premiership player in 98, 8-time All-Australian, 3 Malcolm Blight medals. He's obviously the Crows captain from 2001 to 2007, and he just really led the way in their midfield for such a long period of time. I think he's well and truly earned his spot there. And I'm pretty sure he was in the Crows' best 22 of the century as well. So that pretty much solidifies his spot there as the first of the Mount Rushmore Crows players. Now, these are in no particular order either, so don't think I'm ranking one ahead of the other. It's just how their faces best fit. All right, second on the Mount Rushmore list for the Crows. Now, this one might be a little bit controversial because he wasn't a one-club player, but that wasn't really part of the criteria. This is purely based on the profound impact that he had on the game while at the Crows, and other clubs as well. But I've gone with Darren J for the second Mount Rushmore spot for the Crows. So he played for Adelaide between 1996 and 2001 for 121 games and 264 goals. He was also part of the premiership in 97-98, so the back-to-back flag for the Crows, which was obviously a massive milestone occasion for them. 3-time All-Australian, although some of those weren't with the Crows, it's still a good effort. 3 times Adelaide Crows leading goal kicker in 98, 99 and 2001. And I just think he turned the game on its head. Like, he was just one of the most dangerous players up forward that, you know, if you were 5 or 6 goals ahead, he could easily peg them back himself in the space of a quarter and a bit. And he was just one of the most dangerous forwards that the Crows have ever had. So I think that he deserves to be on their Mount Rushmore, but I think I might cop some heat for that one. But I think he was also in the Adelaide Crows team of the past century as well. So I think he does deserve his spot there, but interesting to see what people's thoughts are on that one. Alrighty, the third player that's on the Adelaide Crows Mount Rushmore, I don't think there'll be any arguments here at all. Could quite possibly easily be their best player of all time. You could easily make an argument for Andrew McLeod, of course. He played 340 games for the Crows, 275 goals, and his accolades are just ridiculous. He's in the AFL Hall of Fame, 2-time premiership player with the Crows in 97-98. He won the Norm Smith in both those years as well. Malcolm Blight medalist, Lee Matthews Trophy, a 5-time All-Australian, if you don't mind. All-Australian captain in 2007 as well. Plus a whole heap of other, like he's got the Michael Tuck medal, Jim Steins medal, Showdown medal, the list goes on. But Andrew McLeod is, like I said, arguably one of the best players to play the game. So I think it is very much fitting and only makes sense that he's on the Adelaide Crows Mount Rushmore. So I don't think there'll be too many arguments for him. He's an absolute superstar, and it was always, it was painful to watch him play against us because he would always tear us a new one, as he did to every club. But he was one of those players that would bring people into the ground to watch him play. So Andy McLeod gets a spot on Mount Rushmore for the Crows. And finally, the last spot for the Crows Mount Rushmore. Now, this one I had a little bit of difficulty doing because there was quite a few players that probably could have made it. So I want to give an honourable mention to Sean Wren, Nigel Smart in particular, who are both very much in calculation. And I want to also clarify that I haven't gone with any current playing Crows because obviously there's still a bit to play out for their careers. So Taylor Walker's probably one that maybe gets in there in the long term, but he's still playing, so I haven't included him. But who I did include for the last spot for the Crows Mount Rushmore is another forward, and he was just as dangerous as Jarman, and it is, of course, Tony Modra. You can't deny that the man's talent. He's an absolute freak. For the Crows, he played 118 games, 440 goals, 2-time All-Australian, Coleman medalist, 5 times Adelaide Crows leading goal kicker, mark of the year. He just did it all. And similar to Jarman, he just had that innate ability to turn a game on its head very, very quickly. And he was an absolute showstopper. And like I said, it was one of those players that I always remembered watching because, yeah, he could just do things that were seemingly impossible to do. And he always was able to kick goals when the Crows needed to. So there you go. There's my Adelaide Crows Mt Rushmore team. I know it could be open to some criticisms, but I wanted to go with players who I'd known, who I'd seen, and not players that I had to look up their stat numbers and try and make a guesstimate based on that. I didn't think that was fair. So interesting to hear what you guys would do with your Mt Rushmore for the Crows. Let me know who else could have gone in there. No doubt, like I said, Nigel Smart, Sean Wren, players like that, Bickley could have all quite easily gotten in there. But yeah, that's who I've gone with. So make sure you leave a like and comment, and we will do the Brisbane Lions up next. I'll catch you for the next one.